Yeah, we've seen the Mecha Brutal be a deciding factor one way or the other.
Or in the anime. Oh, looks like the races are about to start. Yeah, I've also seen in the anime section at the end, someone die 3 times there and cause a massive upset.
The other voice you're hearing is Roach 788.
Hi, Zelnus.
They'll get a name on there in just a moment. The players just about get a chance to finally control Mario. Pretty similar intro length compared to the Mario 64 Princess Peach letter. But we're off and running here in Cappy Kingdom.
A little bit of a ledge grab on jcool's side, but again, annoyance, but really minor. I'm just hoping to learn a few things watching both these runners. Always pick up something watching these races.
Velero is going to be the first one to raise the bridge by about half a second. It's generally pretty close early on. Having a bit of trouble finding the frog there. jcool skipping the cutscene too early.
Done that a few times. Another thing, you can actually buffer the jump of the frog a little bit as the screen's starting to fade back in, which took me a while to actually learn that. Saves about a half second when you do that.
Both runners keeping pace. Both runners going right. It's possible to go left. And skip out on some of these coins. Possibly saved them.
We'll see in Sand Kingdom if the coins actually end up mattering for them or not. Depending on which route they end up taking there.
jcool making up a bit of time in the topper fight. Has jumped ahead by a whopping half second. 1 second swing.
Close race so far. Hopefully these runners can keep it up. Though, again, lovely intro level.
So we'll see what kind of sand route we see from these players.
So, Mythical, what is your preference on sand routes? What do you do yourself?
Spoiler alert, I don't actually run the game.
What? I actually did not know this.
I'm a commentator by sight only.
Ah, so you'll have a different view on it than me, so it's gonna make things
probably.
Because I'll be able to see those probably a little more minor things like, whoa, did not know that was possible type things.
We'll see. We'll see if these guys can surprise me. I've seen a fair number of the matches. We've had a lot of matches for Super Mario Odyssey. 126 entrants in this tournament.
And it's getting knocked down to 56, I believe. I don't remember how many groups exactly. I can actually check that real quick. Runners are keeping pace with each other, which is nice.
I think it's 32 groups, so we should see 64 advance.
You are correct in that.
jcool's first one to capture the dino, coming up on the dino skip, looking to hit the trampoline with the left foot. Is up.
Oh, jcool, I don't think he's got. Ooh, he actually.
Oh, that was close.
That scared me.
Velero, really good. Yep.
I mean, the hitbox to trigger that cutscene is quite large. jcool must have hit just the bottom edge of it. That was really close. Thought for sure he was going to fall.
As long as you get up there, doesn't matter. Like Velero's had plenty of room to spare. Got up there very cleanly. jcool just barely, but as long as you get up there, it's all the same.
That's all that matters, and Velero having a little bit of trouble with the change time when Mama Brutal.
Yeah, not having enough room to get far enough away to trigger the knockback.
I didn't see which strat he used for the chain jump, but if you jump on it and don't manage to capture it right away, she will start stepping a few steps towards you, and just like 2 steps closer just gives you not enough range to be able to throw the chain jump back at her face, so you have to go back around.
Players only a couple seconds apart through Cascade. Not quite done. Need to go grab that one moon.
Yep, just one moon sitting all on its ledge over there, as I have to dodge a little chain chomp on the way.
Getting hung up on the ledge just a tiny bit. These are little things that have around.
Yep, just grabbing on the ledge once can cost you about 2-3 seconds, plus the momentum you lost from grabbing it too. So, do it multiple times in a run, it can add up to minute plus easily. And for Velero's PB, this is still a very solid cascade time for him.
Right, yeah, PB 6 minutes behind Cool, but still just a couple seconds behind him through Cascade here. That is very solid.
And out of Sand Kingdom, the one place that no one can actually decide on no one can agree on.
We'll see if the players agree. Pretty early on, we're gonna see a couple different options available to the players.
There's at least 3 varying moons I can think of in these routes total.
jcool's heading to the umbrella to bounce on the rooftops.
Jumping across. Oh, looks like he's going for the bird first.
Patiently waiting for it. Spawns the moon and grabs this one. He's coming back for it now. And then probably down the pipe. Yep.
Ooh, Velero went. Alright, Velero did get the bird. That's good. Thought he missed it for a second.
Having a bit of trouble finding the moon.
Oh, jcool is going for employees only.
That's right. Decision time for Velero. He's heading straight to the sand dune. And rolling a little bit off course there.
It's very easy to do with that one little hill right there. And 2 ground pounds. Not uncommon there. It's actually don't have really anything that guides you there. Oof.
Yeah, even jcool having 4 tries to get that moon. No good visual cue, just a smooth red-orange gradient.
Yes. Now, it does look like Valero's a little ahead, but jcool does have 1 extra moon currently. So, with how their routes end up coming out together at the end is going to determine this.
Tricky part here for Velero, doesn't open up with a very strong start, bonking off the bottom of the icicle. Nails the hard stuff, though.
Going for the mid-up strat. Don't think he's going to be able to pull it off.
jcool also having a bit of trouble on bonk as well.
Yeah, he gave up on the mid-up there. Unless if he's even going for it.
Velero has the bullet bill nearby to recapture very quickly. And is to the pillar safely. jcool's going for the checkpoint.
He's using an old route. This is one of the first sand routes that I've seen come across. It was the one that was out when I first started running the game, a little over a month ago. So he's going to bounce over the wall over to the Sphinx next, if I believe.
Do you think this is here as a backup for if the the Bullet Bill stuff doesn't go well, or was this the intended route the whole time?
It's with doing employees only. This is most likely his intended route the entire time.
Bonking into the side of the door before the Sphinx.
Now, I can see doing an old route just for the Yes, Velero is doing the newer route. He's going to probably not get notes. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out these routes in my head real quick.
Velero needs one more somewhere.
Yes.
I think it'll probably be notes. Going for
yeah, they're both have the same amount of moons, so Valero's actually a little bit ahead right now.
Very impressive.
He will have to pay attention to his coins though, because he will be doing Seaside first, so we will see a route divergence later in the run due to that.
Oh, players getting the long jump over the purple goop.
Yeah, because you need 100 notes before Wooded Kingdom and 100 notes before Snow Kingdom. Or coins. Why am I saying notes? Yeah. Coins.
You gotta spend money, buy moons. Moons are very quick, as long as the coins don't take too long to grab.
I say the standard route that's used has enough, though Velero is a little short on that. He's about 15 coins short than the average amount right here. But jcool's never going to have to worry about it, so he can just keep tearing through levels as if it's nothing. That's it.
Sand Kingdom is a tricky kingdom. It's usually where you see the better player start to pull ahead, but Velero maintained the lead.
And it's going to be about a low 12-30 split for both these runners, it looks like. But as I said, this is a really nice race so far, especially for the PB differences. And those little mistakes might be getting under jcool's skin that he made early on. Just these tiny things that just cost him.
Could be. We'll have to see. Odyssey's taking off. Up next, we're going to Lake Kingdom.
It's a very short, sweet kingdom. There's a few little tricks in it, but it's over. Oh no, jcool actually switched it up on us. He went to Wooded.
Look at that. With the race this close, it can be fun to have players taking the same route so we can see just how far apart they are, but now we're going to be in the dark a little bit.
He decided to do rolling in the rocks, grabbing that moon first before he got the rabbits. I've seen a lot of players usually grab the rabbit first, but time-wise it's pretty similar.
jcool buys that first moon as Velero is heading into the underwater section. Swimming with the cheap.
Now, spinning with the cheap is not actually faster. That was a myth that has been busted. But it does make you be able to change direction a little faster.
Yeah, it's more of an acceleration than a top speed sort of thing.
Yes. So anytime you have to make minor adjustments, it helps.
Gets cheap jump out of the lake. He's going to be moving on to the Rango fight.
Very clean Lake Kingdom so far for him. Trying to watch two kingdoms at the same time, it's a little hard.
Yeah, jcool's been executing very well on Wooded as well.
Okay, he's doing the standard going to the pipe first. Some people go up, go to the checkpoint, then come back down here and port back to the checkpoint after this last move here. It's a really good Lake Kingdom for Velero. I mean, very solid run from him overall.
Yeah, you gotta be happy to come out to a race and be doing this well.
jcool missing the damage boost through the spinies right there. Cost him a few seconds.
That's a really tough section. I've seen very few people manage to get ahead of the water in that room.
It is possible to do a damageless, but it's extremely difficult. The damage boost is still even tight on its own.
Movement looking fairly good up those red platforms. Going up to the maze moon.
And Velero is going to be entering Wooded right now. jcool still has to do Lake for anyone who's joined us recently, so it's hard to say where these runners exactly are.
Ooh, the long jump bonk for jcool. And this one's pretty far out there. I think is going to... Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so you got a good bit of space for that there. So there is one little swag shot you can do after this move jcool's about to get. Let's see if he does it. He does not. You can throw your hat, bounce off of it, and when those leaves are on the top, you can actually roll that top section down. It's about half a second faster, if that. But it looks really nice to do.
Those are my favorite strats. I mean, it's a huge amount of effort, saves half a second, but it looks really good.
That's it, and it can save time. So there's no reason not to do it.
Right, that's the justification for the difficulty of it. You know, I'm just trying to save as much time as possible. jcool, hit the P-switch.
Little... Not exactly clean climbing up there, but he's gonna have to be okay with it. It's not like it lost him that much time, probably like a second or two. Ooh, almost fell on trying to enter into the door. Got the ledge grab to save himself.
I think he still had a whole dive left. Not to just wait until he hit the ledge instead.
Good point. I forgot he still could dive.
The dive would have been faster though, wouldn't it?
It would have. Ledge grabs are... Well, with how low he was, he might have bonked if he tried to dive.
He did wait a long time before throwing that cap out the first time. So we're heading up to do the Spirit fight. Taking a hit.
See jcool not having to worry about these coins. He's just trying to hit them as fast as he can. We'll see Velero when he gets the spear collecting these coins as he goes.
Velero into this fuzzy section with the water. Wait with the water.
That section is terrible.
It is very, very difficult.
Let's see how Valero's climb goes up the wall.
I'll work out though.
Really nice climb up the wall for Velero.
Into the maze. jcool is done with Spirit.
And jcool will be making his way over to Lake Kingdom now.
Still got a little bit before we see these runners sync up again. It's gonna be close.
Yes, estimating how much time is approximately left. Yeah, it should be within 10 seconds still, based on how the rest of Wooded Kingdom goes for Velero.
Does manage to get that moon. Not opting for the rolling strats.
Very few people actually do them. Don't know why. Actually, it's great. No one goes for them.
Didn't get a P-switch list from jcool. We'll see if Valero's got something up their sleeve. Typically not something you go for until the higher level really looking to push your time down.
I honestly don't even expect the top runners to do that P-switchless jump in a tournament race.
I've seen it a couple times. They're out there.
They are crazy people, but have you seen any Sphinx clips yet? I have not.
I've seen one. At least one. It was a sec try clip by Microvita. Yeah, I think I've seen someone get the clip, but they tried like 6 or 7 times, so it didn't really save time, but did do the clip.
Yeah, it saves about 10 seconds, 10 to 12 seconds if done first try, so.
jcool's into the swimming section of the lake as Velero's looking to wrap up Wooded soon.
We might have close to sync boss fights. jcool is entering his right now.
Look at this. Rango probably a bit easier than Spewart.
No, Spewer's 10 times easier, man. If you actually mess up on Rango just a little bit, his tall height makes it so hard to try and hit him again. And he just bounces around with that little spike hat around.
Well, both players had no problem with Rango. It took one hit from Spewart. jcool's got the multi-moon. Velero's looking at it right now.
Say, Velero will have an extra cutscene to skip, which will cost about 5 seconds over jcool. So jcool has probably about a 15-second lead right now.
Nothing much happened to jcool.
Just
took
really
an
small
older
things.
route in sand, and a couple bonks near the Bullet Bill area.
Yeah, it's about a 17-second lead for jcool.
And yeah, they did choose different kingdoms, but they're pretty at this point.
But yeah, so yeah, jcool just did what Verus said, but Valero's had a pretty solid run for his time, and just those little minor mistakes that jcool's here and there. Said he's holding on to a lead, but not that large of a one.
jcool is into Cloud Kingdom. Gonna trigger the first platform. We'll see what kind of Bowser strats we see from players. If you want to really speed things up, you can go for some skier hack grabs right in front of Bowser.
But he walked up instead of diving towards him, so lost like half a second there. So when you go to do your dive, the one fist punches them as you're going towards them, instead of having to walk up and start punching.
Yeah, it's faster and cool.
So my personal favorite, which doesn't work in a speedrun, Velero had to wait a little bit for Bowser to jump. So my personal favorite is if you do a triple flip and start punching, he'll punch as he's doing the flip around, and every hit actually still counts. It's hilarious. Again, there's no real opportunity to do it during a speedrun.
I don't know if you've been watching some of the Mega Man X runs, they found plenty of time to show off some weird, fun stuff like that. I wouldn't mind someone sacrificing a couple seconds. Hat throw.
Yeah,
picking the head up.
For Bowser to jump. The hat was so far away where he hit him, he didn't get the early hit on it, so he wasn't going to be able to get to Bowser in time with the hat. So he actually made the right call in picking up the hat right there.
A little bit too far away to start landing those hits on Bowser.
jcool doing another old route.
Yeah, heading up to the cage.
He's doing the old tried and true strat. Is he going to do the... Yeah, he's doing this cave as well.
Well executed.
I said it's... jcool pulled about 10 seconds in the Bowser Kingdom for him. It's about a 30-second difference now. Velero is going with the nowhere.
Yeah, make some time up with the new triple jump off the palm tree. Looks good.
It's about 7 to 8 seconds faster, if I remember, from the Discord discussion before. Now, any minor death here in Lost Kingdom could be huge time loss for any runner. So until Lost Kingdom is over, I don't really want to say much.
Yeah, Klepto is lurking. There are a lot of players. The Klepto cutscene, and you have to go get your hat back. It's a whole thing.
Just accidentally falling into the lava or poison, whatever you want to call it, because that you would have to go all the way around to re-avoid the Klepto cutscene and re-trigger it. Velero has about a 116 PB. jcool's just got the last moon to go. I said Lost is a very short kingdom.
jcool sliding on the wall there. Not going for the deathless strat. But does get the moon.
So overall, very clean loss for jcool. Nothing really to say about it.
Very clean for very clean for one player is what I was gonna say.
Let's see if he remembers to actually re-trigger Klepto. See, in a case like this, I would just go off the cage. Velero might be a newer runner totally, and not know that he can just go off the cage and go back around to trigger the Klepto scene that way. It would be faster from a death. So he's costing himself probably about an extra 20 to 30 seconds on top of the death. Maybe about 15 seconds on top of the death, doing it the way he did.
Did a pretty good job executing on the long way around.
jcool into Dark Side of Metro. Let's see how things go here. Probably the hardest segment in the entire run is just Dark Side of Metro, in my opinion. Oof. Velero with another bad death.
Yeah, did not grab the moon.
I hope he doesn't do what he's about to do.
He's heading straight for it.
He did.
And that's gonna trigger scene.
Oh, that's all I was afraid of.
Stolen. Velero losing heart immediately.
As soon as I saw him running that way, I just knew. I was like, no, please don't. Don't. Too late.
jcool with a bonk. But otherwise, doing pretty well in Dark Metro.
jcool is actually smart to wait there, since he had that one bonk, he wasn't going to be able to get that earlier cycle. If he actually went to try and do the hat dive across the platform when it came down on him and dropped him. He's not, again, jcool going for the older strats. I mean, I'm okay with this, honestly. They are slightly easier. Wow, not even going for the jump across. I don't know if that is for safety for a tournament situation or if that's just how he normally does that.
Hard to say. Velero is now maybe on tilt a little bit. Got the cap back and then ran into the purple goo.
He did hit that checkpoint up there, so thankfully he doesn't have to run all the way around again. Oh, now Velero is going to be running into one really bad situation. Coins. He's lost probably about 30-40 coins with all these deaths. So it's going to be extremely hard for him to come up with 100 before Snow Kingdom. Even with doing Seaside first. Seaside's only about 40 to 50 coins.
It's gonna be tight. Velero down to no coins.
There is a pile, There is a pile of about 10 to 15 coins on top of the rooftop of Metro with the pool that it will cost time to grab them, but he can, it is something he can do.
Yeah, might be faster to grab those. jcool body segment on Mech Wiggler and gets it. We're gonna have the 2 cycle.
It's always nice to see the 2 cycle.
It's rare that you get thoughts directly, but Velero definitely unprepared for this low coin situation.
I mean, now for Valero's mindset, it's like, yeah, it was us. But the 6-minute difference of PB, even with mistakes like that, you shouldn't let it bother him too much, just simply due to the fact that there's a low chance of him winning this race to begin with. Not impossible, but low. The odds are against it.
Yeah, but win or lose, you just want to have a good performance for the sake of having one.
This is true, and if Velero is not used to a racing situation, especially like a tournament or a marathon type situation, that the extra nerves could get to him. But
He's was executing rather well in Dark Metro there, except for that one little slip up on the girder. jcool getting the RC car.
bonking into the back of the taxi. Very nice capture there to get onto that thing without the ledge grab. Velero grabbing that 1 moon early. Not used to seeing that. And
he's detouring for as many coins as possible.
I cannot blame him right now.
Look at all them coins just sitting there.
There was actually a race a few days ago, I remember. It was Tejman versus... I can't remember. It was 2 races going on at the same time. It was a 4-way commentating thing. But Tejman actually tried to buy this the moon in Snow Kingdom without enough points. He was about 30 short. So he actually had to completely detour all around Snow Kingdom to try and find coins.
Yeah, that's not a fast backup. You don't have. jcool doing well in Metro. Falling on that moon that we saw Velero pick up early.
Velero trying to grab some coins from those enemies as he went by. Pretty clean Metro for jcool so far. Not really any mistakes or too much to say.
Yeah, we're a couple slip-ups in sand, and then after that, jcool has been playing very consistent.
And he bonked on the taxi right in the beginning of Light Metro, but again, it's like that's one really minor thing to try and nitpick on. Clean entrance into the door. Let's see if Velero can get it off, pull off the 2 cycle here.
Is gonna need to hit that switch. Get out of the way, sir. Excuse me. Thank you.
But yes, initial hat throw missed.
Velero manipulating Mecha Wiggler. Take the shortest paths possible. Looking for the 2 cycle.
Now with the manipulation you do there, if you do it with the manipulation properly, Mecha Wiggler can go to the bottom left or the top right when he spawns in. Ooh, he missed 3 segments, I believe. It was 1 towards the middle and like 1 or 2 near the tail. I don't know if that last shot counted or not.
His shots were looking pretty accurate. I feel like it... Is it random how long Mecha Wiggler is vulnerable?
He did stop pretty quick, it looked like. But, I mean, it's... Okay, he only did miss the 1 shot. Guessing he went to a... It's like, it hasn't seemed random for me. What does seem random is the overheating of the tank, where you can just stop shooting for 3 seconds. I've never been... It's like, it's not like it's an ammo thing.
I think it's like 6 in a row.
Sometimes it feels like it's like
fast without
3.
balls.
Sometimes it feels like 6. Again, I haven't really actually checked it. Just anytime you need to keep like have one more shot, it overheats on you.
Yeah,
Every
it never
time.
seems to be there.
Or anytime you have like a good groove going, it's like, all right, I got this. Overheats on you, and you're like, crap.
I'm not sure which audio we have, but we had a cameo by everyone's favorite bassist.
Oh, God, I completely missed the OTEP. I'm sorry, chat. Alright, Xeris in chat commenting about the overheating. If there's 3 shots in the air, it overheats. That is... Ooh, Velero getting the homing cap strat for that moon.
Yeah, and then also bonking on the taxi. RC car, we see how it goes. Interesting setup here. I don't know if that was a setup. I think we might be playing it by ear a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like. Now, jcool heading on to most likely Snow Kingdom because he already has enough coins.
Ooh, bit of mismovement there from Velero. jcool has opted for Seaside.
jcool being jcool and just doing his own thing. Do Wooded first instead of Lake.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's do Sphinx and still do Seaside first.
Well, it's working out. Has a pretty big lead in this race. Has been playing pretty well. No major mistakes.
Yeah, said everything on jcool's side has been quite minor. Outside of the loss segment for Velero, he's been playing quite well. First actual mistake from jcool in a while, failing to climb up here.
Yeah, this is a really tricky room to get right. Just barely getting enough height to grab the moon directly.
Then a little trouble getting back out because he wasn't able to get his hat. He threw his hat to try and position for the moon, so he wasn't able to throw his hat to be able to bounce out easily.
Velero's looking to get the dumpster right.
Terrible spot for a dumpster. But the note moon that jcool did is actually a lot harder than it looks. It is quite deceiving on how hard it is to maintain that straight path there. Just one little tilt on your control stick, and you're rearing off, missing the notes.
We've got the cheat sheep now. Velero not opting for any fancy stuff. Climb the skyscraper.
Let's see if Velero picks up this stack of 15 coins here on the side. He's in desperate need of them.
Well, they seem to be reading the chat, so I wouldn't be.
He did not
see them, but he didn't. So,
and they're
still going to be hurting for coins.
Because there's a 40, I believe, in the cave in Seaside, the note cave that jcool just went through before this moon.
Maybe Velero's already thinking of where to get that other moon in snow.
I honestly don't know. I never even thought about it myself.
I know there's not like a good backup for it. Any, over 10 seconds lost.
One of the reasons why we get the shot moon there and also Captain Toad right in the beginning, even though he's a little out of the way, is just because there are so few good moons to grab in Snow Kingdom. And not including Cap or Cascade, because they're kind of your tutorial levels. Snow is by far the slowest kingdom when it comes per seconds per moon.
Yow.
Is chat Team Yao or Team Otep? I'm personally a fan of Team Yao.
You're in the minority, my friend.
I know.
It is not looking good for Team Yao.
Well, for everyone else, here is Otep.
jcool sits down in the Snow Kingdom.
It's a different strat than I'm used to seeing on jcool's side. I actually don't even know what to say there. Never seen anyone go that way. See, ignoring. He went. I think he fell right in the beginning. He did. He got a little lost.
Oh man, the blizzard. It's making it hard to navigate. It's going
trying to
back and forth across the lake.
He figured it out. He found the right one.
Okay. Captain Toad is free.
I mean, that was a very odd thing to see at someone on jcool's level.
Yeah, jcool's the kind of player that just resets when that happens. And so when it comes to a race, suddenly you're like, I've never actually been here before. I always just turn it off. Velero is turning to Twitch chat for answers, so we know and well.
I don't even know what extra moon he could grab in snow. I've never even actually. I didn't play through this game casually. I picked it up for speedrunning. My casual file's not even like up through snow for searching for moons yet.
I don't know. This game seems like it's a good speedrun, but it's also just a fantastic play. Just from everything I've seen, I would absolutely want to play this first before I
Velero
speedrunning.
Went to snow first. I mean, if he went to seaside, he could have probably picked up the coins there. So there's like 40 plus in that cave with the cheap.
Yeah, but then you're detouring like to you don't know where, looking for 24 whole coins. That's a lot.
You'll probably pick up most of them randomly, and you get about 15 or 20 actually in snow itself. You can just, after your last story moon that you get, before you go to get the last moon, you can just walk back into the shop.
Well, he's here now.
Over the guy's head.
Decided to rip off this band-aid. Going into the shop here. I think we're just buying a hat, that's all.
He doesn't even have enough to buy the hat. It costs 50. But yeah, Velero.
So let's see, what's the answer here?
As Zelnus just said, in the second chamber, we only grabbed the extra moon in there. It's a secret moon in there. So you could just go up to the top, give the last story moon in that section as well. That'd be probably his best alternative. That camera angle can throw you off with where he is. jcool entering the Ice Goomba section.
I've seen this trip up even very, very good runners. Especially if you go for the triggering the icicle early. Goomba, ooh, barely holds onto the edge. It is still there to be picked up.
Suicide Goombas. There was actually a race that came down to just messing up, just accidentally killing one of the Goombas. And the guy had to reset the room. The race was that close in the finish.
Taifu's here. Velero navigating through them up to the top of the wall.
jcool just needing one more moon.
Blowing the spinies away. One left.
One. said in the section of jcool is right now, so we get the bonus moon, or the secret moon, whatever you want to call it in this section. He could just go all the way to the top and get the final story moon here.
We'll see how well Velero knows the route up to that moon.
So jcool is a full kingdom and a half ahead now.
That's right. jcool's already done Seaside, Velero still has that remaining.
But these runners completely switching everything up on us to what we know of as normal. jcool already having the coins went to Seaside first. Velero needing coins goes to Snow first.
Yep. The reversal of the roles. There are quite a few cutscenes sprinkled throughout the run if you've got fast fingers. Going for a little jump out to the moon. Ooh.
jcool entering my personal favorite kingdom.
The Luncheon Kingdom?
Yes. Now there are two different... Alright, I have no idea how anyone does that with a ground pound. Anytime I try that with a ground pound, it never makes it.
Yes, people opt for the triple jump for the extra height, but jcool makes it work.
So I tried it with a ground pound many a time. No idea how runners are able to pull that off. jcool got high height on grabbing that moon. Still decides to just do a ground pound. He would have been able to actually just, after grabbing the moon with how high he hit it, just throw his hat out, bounce off of it, and dive right on top of the roof, which would have saved him a few seconds. But again, minor things.
jcool's into the Speward fight. Nothing new, really.
Same fight over again, just different background.
No problems. Took a hit on the first Speward fight, so good to nail it second time around. Velero missing 2 moons in this section.
Let's see if he has been listening in and determines on going for the story moon here or not. No, there are 2 different routes that people usually take in Luncheon, depending on if they do the Fireball Room. I don't know the name of them, sorry. And the Forks.
Taboo.
Potaboo.
There you go, you got it. Up into the Rango fight here. On ice. Live this fall.
Not going for the quick hits. Oh, on ice, it's probably a little harder to do.
Is definitely not used to this this movement in this fight, having a bit of trouble adapting. Down to 1 hit left.
Grabbing the rock for the... Ooh, normally there's an HP up on the rocks. There it is.
That one has it. Oh, trading. Picking it up just in time. Take the hit and be back down to 1. Has to make it work here, and does.
Finish out, Velero. You got this. Well, we're about to see which route that jcool is about to do in a moment.
All will be revealed, but first we gotta get out to that lonely island.
Little pile of salt just sitting out on the ledge.
Potaboo captured. We're heading to Forks.
Yeah. No, he tricked us.
Oh, fake out. I wonder if jcool recently switched routes. Although, based off of the older strats, I feel like jcool hasn't switched routes in a while. Oh, the bonk.
I honestly don't know which one is older, because it's always been pretty 50-50 on what a lot of our runners do there. They say Forks is about 2 to 3 seconds faster if done optimally. And it's with having to do some like cap throws up, it can be a little difficult to do properly or to do optimally.
jcool is trying to has the switch uncovered in front of it, realizing probably not worth waiting for it. Those frying pans, man. Sometimes they just do not want to work for you. I've seen players get right up in front of the cheese and just tap it once, hit the block right in front of them. I think it's a little slower, but a little more consistent.
Yeah, I've also seen runners make the pans line up perfectly, hit like the first two, uncovering just the switch and the little block in front of it. But then the spiny walks right there, so they're trying to capture the switch and they keep hitting the spiny instead. Or they get out of the Koopa right there and the Koopa's in their way and trying to hit the switch.
Or they get to the switch, but then there's a spiny or a Koopa right behind them, sort of trapping them.
Velero having
a lot of trouble getting up to this ledge.
It is a little bit of a hard jump to make. You have to, when you go for it, you have to throw your cap against the wall to maintain some of your momentum, or to keep yourself up while you go to hit off of it, and then you can just dive up on that like little edge on the side.
jcool having a bit of trouble in the Podoboo room as well.
I personally am terrible with the Podoboo, so I would never do this room. I'm so glad forks were considered faster.
Going for the big leap. Goes for the one platform. It's possible to dive out of the Podoboo, take a hit off of the purple goop.
That's most common, but you do lose the 2 seconds from the health refill when you go to grab the moon.
That's right. This is faster. So you gotta make that jump over to that little platform.
Very nice area right there for Velero. Got to get in and out of there quite cleanly.
Yeah, that went better than it did for jcool. Velero maybe just starting to get a little bit more back in step.
He did let out a little bit of steam capturing that Goomba and running around in circles for a second after he was having trouble on that one jump.
Had a bit of trouble getting to the moon after triggering the notes. That's pretty tricky, actually. Using that increased speed, and then the cutscene interrupts your movement. But we're grabbing this cheap as jcool is wrapping up the Luncheon Kingdom.
And jcool is about to face the very out-of-place boss of this game. Probably the easiest boss in this game as well, sadly, for how intimidating it looks.
It is rather straightforward. Not a lot to be done in a speedrun.
There's 0 RNG in the fight as well. It's you can manipulate where the lightning blades come out, or you can just jump and stay above them, so you never even have to worry about them. And how the lightning moves between the phases before you can actually go for the hit is completely scripted. So there's 0 RNG in the fight. It's quite easy to do.
They're summoning seaweed. And grabbing that moon in Seaside. As jcool rolls up the stairs in the ruined kingdom. Was this kingdom always ruined, or did it get a name change after the dragon ruined everything? Was it even his fault? So much left unsaid. What I can say is that jcool is going to be jumping up. Never mind, going to be, yeah, just timing it well.
That was very nice timing, getting up there.
It is possible to take an intentional hit, use the invincibility frames to stand on his electrified head a little sooner.
The level does give you 4 little parts to pick up, which you just saw jcool pick up a few of them just because. He has that movement time very well. Very nice, actually. Might have to steal that from my own runs. Why didn't I not think of that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a visual cue or an audio cue or what, but he does a big loop around and then comes running in it from pretty far away.
I mean, it'll be a visual cue because the lightning that comes out here is scripted. It comes out the same way every single time. So once you learn the pattern, it's just a matter of learning the timing with it.
Here's the final hit. Is Velero into Luncheon Kingdom now? Ooh, a bonk, and then into the
he tried to do fastest. He went to do the fastest strat, but was a little too close to the wall, causing him the bonk.
It's into this weird fight, and it cannot take a hit here. It's playing it pretty safe, knocking the hat off from pretty far away. Wraps that fight up.
It is technically possible for Velero to catch up at some point. I mean, there's still at least another 15 minutes left for jcool. Actually, at minimum 15 minutes left.
And I know there's a lot of Luncheon Kingdom still left for Velero.
Man, but I've seen someone who had a 108 PB lose 6 minutes in the final stretch of the moon section. Just with it where you control Bowser. He just kept dying, just going for something, ended up losing the race because of it. That was quite an upset watching that race too. I mean, guy pretty much had like almost half of Bowser Kingdom to do. jcool still going for the old strats, though grabbing the moon behind that wall is quite new.
Cutting corners just a little bit there.
Messed up his movement a little bit, but all's good. Velero going around doing the outside wall strat, not too uncommon.
Throwing the hat down to break the box.
And also, Harriet's the best brutal. There's no question about that.
That seems to be the consensus.
Never mind. I'll just not make that comment. I'll just...
Topper's okay, I think.
Topper's probably the hardest refight. Like, in Cap Kingdom, he's a joke. In Bowser Kingdom, you can lose a lot of time in that fight.
Yeah, the hats are packed in really tight together on those second and third hits.
jcool actually going for a newer strat. First newer strat that I've seen him do this run.
I like these tournaments, seeing all the different things that people do.
Valero's fireball thing landed on the wood, so he lost it. If you land on one top of those wood posts with it, he gets a jump first try though. Yeah, there's a way for some way you can get extra height with it. I don't know. It's inconsistent. I don't know how to do it exactly.
jcool moving on in Bowser Kingdom. Had a pretty clean first section.
I'm grabbing this move from the outside. Most people go into the wall first because there's an extra platform there you can land on to make it a lot easier.
Yep, going for the faster risky stuff late in the run. Does want to make sure that they hit that checkpoint.
And he is still on about a 111 pace, so even though he's had some mistakes in the run, it's overall still a very good run.
Let's go one for Topper first. There's 2 hits. This is where things get tricky. Nope. Gotta track it down.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Found it.
Alright.
So just based on where Topper's position is with how is the order he spawns his hats in, or where the circle starts. So you can actually get a, like there he was hitting him from behind, so it was like spinning the opposite direction than what he was usually used to jumping at, most likely. Ooh, missed the first hit on Harriet. As Velero going for the same room.
Dakota room, yeah. These hits on Harriet, the deflections are a little more precise than they look.
Now, one really minor thing you can do is in between these phases where she goes up into her hat and drops the bombs, they are actually scripted on where she lands. So you can actually control her and hit her back into that spot. So you can, like jcool did there, where she like barely moved at all. Which like can save a second or two between each of the rounds with her.
What would also save a second or two would be successfully knocking these things back at Harriet the first time. jcool struggling with that part a little bit, but has cleaned up this Harriet fight.
And Velero luncheon overall, or commentator's curse right there, as I was about to say, has been going quite well. He ends up falling.
There were a couple dips into the lava earlier on. The boiling bubblegum.
The second half of it has not been bad, though, until that moment.
But we're in the meat. Ready to wrap it up.
Alright, jcool about to do the final ascent into Mecha Brutal. Up towards Mecha Brutal, that is.
Full jump. It's a clean. It's possible to cut some corners on that ascend area. jcool follows it all the way around, is into the Pokio.
Now, one thing to note for anyone who's learning the run or anything, these birds are an annoyance, and that little extra spin up you see is just motion controls. You don't flick or anything. That took me the longest time to actually figure out. When someone actually told me that, I'm like, are you serious? You don't do anything, you just flick, and it goes flying up like that?
You gain a lot of extra height with that technique. jcool going with the birdless, bonking off the wall to land on the ledge. On the foot, gets up.
Alright.
Solid start to the fight.
Very solid, but the harder part of it's going to be coming up shortly. Now let's see if he's going to go for the quick hit in the third hit, or if he's going to wait and let Mecha Brutal take 5 steps before it stops. He went for the quicker hit. Very clean Mecha Brutal so far.
Just a couple more cap dives to get back up there. The ear's swinging around to knock him out of the way, but it's not enough. jcool lands the final hit, has a fantastic Mecha Brutal.
He's got to be happy with that.
Velero, meanwhile,
on the dragon
at the first hit. Timing also really good.
The only thing that could have been better on the Mecha Brutal is if he did a bonkless, birdless.
A lot of players have been going with the bonk setup to get up. minor time cost for the increase in consistency on a difficult fight, I guess. It's just too appealing.
Very nice for Velero on that dragon so far. I said, his jumps up there right as electricity wears off has been timed very well, and he's been able to get that hat throw hitting one of the chain things the moment he becomes active.
Looking for the third one. That one not so clean.
Little too early. As jcool's about to make his way up to the moon.
Cutting it a little close on the final hit there. But the dragon is down.
It's commentator's curse. Sorry. It's a real thing. Actually being on this side of it. Wow, it sucks. Sorry, runners.
I don't know. It might be a real thing if the runner is actually listening to the commentary. That can be a little unnerving, perhaps. I'm kind of surprised the number of people who actually race while listening to the commentary.
I said I came on from those older randomizers, so I got used to not watching chat or listening to it because I wasn't allowed to. Randomizers kind of give you spoilers.
Just a little bit. I do like that players can see where each other are in these races, though. I like having the option of using that information to maybe make some decisions about how you approach your race, what things you go for, what things you don't.
Sure, if you can go a little riskier at the end, or it's like, oh, things are alright. jcool going for the moon cave skip. Looks really good. Yep, he got it.
Good.
There's a small little darker spot on the wall right there that you can use to line yourself up. Pretty much you want to be like just perfectly lined up with it. If you have like a little to your right or a little to your left, you're just not going to make it. You'll just slide right back down.
Valero's got the Pokio. Not going to be going for any of the strats where you recapture the bird up top and grab that moon back there. It's pretty tricky.
That's quite a new thing that people have started doing. So I'm not expecting to see too many people do that.
jcool into the Bowser fight.
And even though it looks like he's still touching the fire, you just have to be off the ground.
Yeah, the hip is not as big and intimidating as it looks.
As long as you're like not touching the ground, you're good. The hitbox only covers that section.
Another clean hit on Bowser. Been playing it pretty safe and consistent. Grabbing the hat from far away.
Velero making his way, collecting the moon shards.
Oh, puts the hat on too soon. Wanted to throw the hat out and keep it there.
There we go, Velero, second try got up there.
Bowser didn't get away from jcool for all that long. One final jump. Combo, down goes Bowser. Full arrow, not quite able to get the angle on the bomb flying, and then also breaks the one block that doesn't matter. Having trouble finding the hole.
No comment.
No comment. I'm good, I'm proud. As jcool moves into the escape sequence here.
That's that I've seen. There's been many of upsets in this last little Bowser section that jcool's in. Gets the trouble jump up there, saves a few seconds.
Going to work on the pillar. This 2D section
Let's see if he goes for 2D
obviously
skip.
it has the skip. Like regardless of the skip though, it's like it controls kind of awkward.
Especially with right where that screen wraps, like that first set, like right where you go to do 2D skip, which jcool did not do, which I do not blame him. It saves minimal time. And it's also a tournament race that he knows he messed up some, but he should still be feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, it's going to be only a minute or so off PB, minute and a half maybe.
It's going to be a very high 111, I believe. It's like a minute for this anime section, as people call it. I've seen people try and just throw fireballs at this one, then head to the left first. Let's see if he stays on the right or goes, and he's going left.
I believe this is faster. If you can, you want to be not moving to the right while shooting the fireballs off to the right. Like you kind of want to be going left and then jumping and aiming right, which is very hard.
Especially getting the aims right, because you only want to be able to break that right pillar, or only have like 1 or 2 shots left on it.
Yep, those 3 shots are going to be more than enough.
Yes. jcool's going to be finishing this with a mid 111. As Velero just finished up the topper fight.
Going to be moving on to Harriet. We got the final SRL time for jcool. It's a 1:11:28. Just a minute 24 off of PB. A very solid run. Man, if you cut out the oh, what was it? There was something that tripped jcool up a bit.
It was the one tunnel in Seaside, I remember. He had a little
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty minor. Yeah, you know what? I take it back. There wasn't any big thing.
It's just small stuff like Sand Kingdom, just a bunch of small things there, failing Bolt Bilmanip. Just a lot of small things that just added up. Overall, it's a very solid run.
Valero's wrapping up the Harriet fight.
Best brutal. Now there's watching this final cutscene right now with jcool, where Peach has had enough and just storms off.
Could have saved everyone a lot of trouble.
I know. If she just showed this attitude right in the beginning and said, "No, Bowser, no." And now she just shows her true self, leaving these 2 poor men in love with her, stranded on the moon. As she just takes the ship back without them.
It's a pretty grim fate. They seem to breathe just fine out there, so who knows? Velero having a bit of trouble with the Pokio.
I will say my favorite cutscene in the run, we unfortunately do not get to see in the speedrun, and that is the opening cutscene. Probably one of the best opening cutscenes I've seen in a while of any game. Where Bowser actually kicks Mario's butt, stomps on his hat, kicks it away, and gets shredded in the propeller. And we are joined by jcool here in the voice chat. jcool, how are you feeling about your run?
I thought it was pretty good.
We agree.
Wow,
Very
sweet.
solid run.
Well, Velero actually doing birdless. That shocks me and he pulls it off.
Your Mecha Brutal fight was pretty much perfect.
Yeah, went pretty good.
So this run you think is like nothing special for you, just kind of a solid run?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be any really large mistakes. Sand caused little hiccups for you, missing bullet bill manip and a few other small things.
Yeah, it was pretty average, pretty good.
It was actually only about a 7-second difference between you guys in Sing Kingdom, surprisingly.
Oh.
Fortunately, Velero, you know, he lost probably about 3 minutes in Lost Kingdom. He had quite a few unfortunate deaths there, which cost him all of his coins, so he didn't have enough coins to buy the moon in Snow Kingdom. And he fought Rango on top of the mountain instead.
That sucks. That's terrible.
So were these the strats you normally use when you're going for like a PB attempt, or were you doing something different for the race?
Man, I haven't really done PB attempts in a while, so most of them are kind of outdated strats, but they're easy, so kind of consistent with them, I guess.
Yeah, so with the employees only and everything in Sand Kingdom, it's definitely shows that you're using older strats, but nothing wrong with them. It's like you still got a very solid time using this.
Like, they get me decent times, so they work. They work.
A 111 will get you pretty far in this tournament.
It's equal to my sum best right now.
So with this win, you're now 2-0 in your group, I think.
Oh, yeah.
One match left against Mr. Mean Mustache, who is also 2-0. I mean, who's the top seed of the group and who isn't. But you're definitely confirmed moving on to the bracket stage. So congratulations.
Well, thanks. This is pretty sweet.
Just hope I don't face your first round in there, because I can bring my time down a little more first.
12 days. 12 days before we move on to the next stage of the tournament.
Yes.
13 or I don't know. It's close.
Yeah. Beginning of the year, we move on.
So thanks so much for coming in to us, and best of luck in the tournament.
Yeah, thanks for the luck. Thanks for having me.
So, see you around. Make sure everyone gives everyone both these runner follows. If someone can do the command in chat, that would be great.
We overloaded the bot. It's given up entirely.
Velero persisting on.
Yeah, had a fantastic Mecha Brutal fight, really.
Yeah, he did not fall, I believe.
Nope. Birdless.
He went for the longer jump in Moon Kingdom, which you don't usually see.
Looks like not going for the double flower. Just grabbing the one.
And see how good the Moon Cave skip goes for him.
Looks like Speed Gaming Bot is asleep. jcool's stream is jcool114 as it appears on stream.
He's a little too far to the left, it seems. And Velero, you've seen him typing in chat, so you can just give him a follow from there. Too far to the left. Ooh, he gets it though.
Making it work.
Second try, you cannot be too unhappy with that.
You know, I don't see second try too often. It's either first try or like 7th.
That's
so
how it happens.
being able to make it work after not getting it right away is impressive in its own way.
It's not a hard trick. It's just you have to be lined up just right. I said it's pretty easy. The setup, or I mean the reset for the setup is really quick, thankfully. Let's see how his Bowser fight goes.
Ooh, I was wondering. Was it pretty far away?
If he went for the die there, he would have been able to pull that off.
Also, could have thrown in a long jump or something before putting the hat on. So Bowser got away a little bit there, but first hit's been dealt.
And for someone in chat, it is a fun speed game to learn. It gets a little annoying sometimes, but it's actually quite easy to learn. It took me literally only about 4 to 5 hours to learn the speed run, and my first run was like an hour 36. So only like 4 to 5 hours of work into the run, and getting in like an hour 30 something. You know, it's like shows you can still get a fairly decent, acceptable time even with just learning the game. So it's a pretty easy game to learn.
It is a pretty solid time for just a couple hours learning. Velero. Not quite getting the quick hits on these Bowser phases here. I'm down twice now. See if we can get something going on the third one. We
Really
can
nice
work with this. Ooh,
Bowser
just
tried to
barely.
jump.
I swear I saw a frame of animation of Bowser actually off the ground.
I saw the same thing, man. I thought he was going to be able to miss it for a second.
Got that one really close, but gets it.
Not a got triggered the cutscene there first.
Yep.
Lost and Snow Kingdom is definitely the two largest things here for Velero. He's gonna probably sit down and practice them a lot after this.
A lot of things have gone right in this run, despite the things that went wrong.
Yes, I mean, he's definitely shown that he has some skill once he using the fireball to get that extra little height to get up there, since he did not triple jump. So it shows that if he definitely practices some things, he can definitely be a contender once he has more practice. Repeating myself, yes.
It's a little bit too late in some ways. This is Valero's third match of the tournament, has gone 1-2, and will not be moving on from the group stage. But the tournament is not the only thing going on in the world of Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning. You can certainly continue to play, bring your time down.
Yes, and there will be a, I don't know if Velero is going to HGDQ, but there will be a large group of us there. Probably be, you know, pick up a few things there, and there's going to be a ton of live races happening at that.
Oh yeah, I bet those practice room TVs.
We don't even need TVs. We can just sit around the table in the lunchroom.
I guess, yeah. But I fully expect there's going to be a lot of Odyssey going around.
And you'll find me in those locations during GDQ.
Pillar's going okay for Velero.
Just like pause there for a moment.
Yeah, not getting some of these far away fireball hits. Nice, safe and consistent trot across those golden blocks to finish it out.
Right at the end, got this Velero, just a few more hits. Escape the moon.
And Velero has finished. Final time of 1:23.43.
At least remember to dot done.
And we've seen a couple of forgetters already in the tournament.
Velero joined us for a second, then disappeared.
I mean, we already got a pretty good idea of what's going on with Velero. Has been providing their own commentary in chat through most of the race.
Which is a skill in its own. Not many people can do that. Type and play at the same time.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh.
how are you doing?
I have my audio settings weird. Give me 2 seconds.
Alright.
Okay,
Test.
testing. 1, 2.
Alright, there we go. We're good now.
All right.
Yeah,
Welcome.
that
Tell us
was
about Lost Kingdom.
that was rough. I mean, I was like actively listening to the you guys commentate. I normally wouldn't, but I figured, I didn't really have a chance anyway. It was so close. I don't really have backup strats for Lost because if I die, I normally just reset. And it was just rough from there on.
So you were obviously feeling pretty defeated early on, but you played it out. How were you feeling
Yeah.
towards the end there?
I mean, I was just gonna forfeit once jcool finished up, but the chat was cheering me on, so I decided to stick with it.
Even just for the practice, it's always good to
Yeah.
continue, especially when you're what you get the least practice doing in any
Yeah,
run.
definitely. I actually ended up getting a gold on mech by like almost 10 seconds, so that's pretty cool.
It was a really good mech fight. We were talking to jcool a little bit at the time, but I was keeping an eye on it.
Thank you.
So you are gonna finish the tournament 1 and 2 here
Yeah,
in the group stage.
I mean, even if I had upset jcool, I wouldn't have moved on just because of my times. Unless I upset jcool and then Mustache also upset jcool. So this was just more of a, formality and practice, It's always good to get no reset runs and
To
everything.
be on stream and everything too.
Yep.
Show people how far you've come.
Well, this was not the run to show how far I've come.
Well, it's one thing I would always advise to any racer in these tournaments is to go back, watch the video of your own race, watch your opponent, watch yourself. Even just going back and watching yourself, you can see things that you can do better. Even like the sections that went well, you can actually oh, if I did this, it might have been a little better.
Yeah, definitely. I normally actually do that. Which is, yep. Alright, well, I gotta go head out, set up Christmas tree and everything, but thank you for the commentary.
Thank you for talking to us. Hope you had a great time in the tournament.
Sure did.
So, said it was nice having you, Velero. Said thank you for finishing. I know you wish things went better, but things happen. Said Mythical, also thank you for having me. It was very last second for me to join you. I've actually had food sitting here for about an hour, so I want to go eat that finally.
Sounds pretty good.
I said thank you for having me.
Alright,
And it's a pleasure.
I'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys. We'll be back. Stream's going to go down. We're done with Odyssey for